On this week's show, the Property Investors Crash Course is back!
And in the news, has the BBC finally changed its mind on Samuel Leeds?
And we're going to be answering all your property-related questions. Welcome to the Property Investors Podcast. Thanks so much for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe so you never miss an upload. You can catch us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify and YouTube. Enjoy this week's show and don't forget to share it with all your friends. Hey, I'm Russell Leeds.
Hey, I'm Alistair Cunningham.
And welcome to the Property Investors Podcast. How are you doing? Are you well?
No, I'm good. I'm really good, man. I'm really good. So I've had a really busy week. We've been running events as normal. So yeah, really good.
When you say running events as normal, obviously most people will be thinking, what, as normal? Like, well, aren't we in a
as normal for the last
day of
6 months? Yeah, but we've been doing what we can,
Yeah.
Sticking to the law, but doing what we can.
Yeah.
Getting out there, helping people. And you know what? Now is a great time because some of the deals that are out there are phenomenal, and the students are getting them and they're finding them because they got trained and they got the right education. So it's really good. Now I love just helping these people, but yeah, last couple of weeks that's what I've been up to.
So I mean, this was the weekend. I think obviously it was Wednesday today, but it was this weekend was when everyone I saw all over Instagram. We put our Christmas tree.
I
up.
see it's in the front of the house.
We've got two.
Oh, you got two? Wow.
Yeah. So one basically.
Is that in the west wing and the east wing?
No. So one of them is. Funny story. It was about Samuel though. When he saw my tree, he was telling me. I'll tell you in a minute. Quite a funny story, but yeah. So basically, my house, the front door has got like a big glass thing above it, and there's like a ledge. So I've put it on there. So you can see it when you come up like through the glass window. But then I've got one in the lounge as well.
Okay, that's cool.
But yeah, so Samuel said to me, he's like, "Oh, he goes, how big's your tree?" I was like, 7 foot. He's like, "Oh, I went to the shops to buy a Christmas tree, and the biggest one they had was 7 foot, and I wanted a bigger one than that, to put in my hallway when people come in. You know, he's in that
middle.
gap in the middle bit, and he's like, "Can I buy that one?" And they were like, "No, that's our tree." Right. And he was like, "Yeah, I really want to buy that one." And they were like, "You can't buy that one. That's our tree." He's like, "Go speak to your manager." They said, "Yeah, sure." He said to the manager, "Can I buy that tree?" And he was like, "Well, that's our tree." He said, "How much did you pay for it?" He was like, $5.50. He's like, "I'll give you $3.50 for it second hand now." Yeah. They sold it him.
Oh, really?
For $3.50.
Wow.
So,
that's good, man.
So he's got a really big tree.
Cool. He's got a really
big
tree.
Did you put a tree up over the weekend?
She said. Okay, so we did. The trees went up. Girls love it. My girls love a decorated house, so they love it. They love Christmas. So yeah, it's cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone's got it a bit early this year.
Do you know? I think it's because COVID has made everyone quite down in the dumps and a bit sort of depressive and.
Maybe we can have it up for the whole year.
Well, I know somebody put the tree up. One of our trainers, Ricky Mandel, he put his tree up start of November.
What a loser.
I know, what a complete loser. He literally put it up start of November. I'm like, dude, why are you putting your tree up in November for? And there was reasons for it, but yeah, just it cheered him up a little bit. So
fair enough. Well, Ricky's a pretty happy-go-lucky type guy, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a cheeky chappy.
He doesn't need a tree to make him happy, does he?
Well, sometimes. But anyway, it's what it is. So listen, get your tree up, get your decorations up, enjoy Christmas, get into that Christmas spirit.
But more importantly,
forget COVID for a little while.
But more importantly, so the governments have basically said, for those of you that don't know, that basically obviously we've gone into tiers now.
Yeah.
A lot of people have been in tiers the whole year, to be fair, but we're now officially in tiers.
Okay.
So tier 1, tier 2, tier 3.
Okay.
So tier 3, you're not allowed to run events.
You're not allowed to do anything.
But in tiers 1 and 2,
you can run events.
You can run events.
Up to 1,000 people.
That's more, isn't it?
It's up to, I think it's, indoors it's 1,000.
Oh, is it?
Or is it? I think it's 2,000 actually.
It's more than we're going to do.
Yeah,
anyway.
It's much more than what we're going to do. But yeah, you can run events. You can run outdoor up to 4,000.
Yeah, so like sports
can come back, all that sort of stuff.
So we're running. So tell people. I don't know whether you guys listening. I know we get about 5,000 people listen to this every week.
Yeah.
So I wonder if anyone listening has actually attended the crash, because obviously it's been 9 months.
Okay, the last crash course was my birthday weekend, March 15th, and that was in Edinburgh. That was the last crash course we done.
Right, so it's been a long time.
It's a long time.
It's going to have been, but it's running. We're running 2. They're selling out so quickly.
I can't believe how quickly they're selling out.
I know.
Can you? It's ridiculous. Like we just released them as soon as the government announced that we could and it's legal to run events. Great, we're in there. Okay, so we put the dates up last Thursday and we've already had like 400 plus people book on.
It's about 450 as of filming this, but by the time this goes out, it's
crazy.
to be honest, it wouldn't even surprise me if one of the dates
Sells out.
is sold out by the time this goes live.
Yeah.
Because we're Monday today, it's going live on Wednesday.
It's really crazy because we were like thinking, would people want to go to events and would people want to be around people and things like that? I mean, obviously it's going to be socially distanced, but the proof is in the pudding. Okay, people want to come. People want to be in that environment. People want to be around successful people and people that are winning. And COVID ain't going to stop them. Okay, so
when did you
crazy.
first go? I'd be very interested in hearing your story, your first crash course that you went to.
My first crash course was...
so you were going as a delegate?
I was going as a delegate, and my first crash course was in mid-2017. And that was in Birmingham NEC in the pavilion room, which is the one by the swimming pool.
Yeah.
And I used to always remember, because you'd be in the room all day and all you could smell was chlorine. I used to always remember that. And it got very hot as well in there because the glass and all. Anyway, great room. But I remember attending and I remember thinking, geez, who's this guy bouncing around on stage and like making us high five and do all that sort of stuff.
Because you'd seen him on TV, hadn't you?
Yeah, I saw him in the week the landlords moved in, and I made it my sort of thing to go to an event. And do you know what? I didn't play full out first day. I was very British, conservative, like being very well done.
Golf clap.
Done. Yeah, a little golf clap, like very polite, very reserved. But then, like, do you know what? I just got into it and I started to actually get into the vibe and enjoy myself. And I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And the crash course today is better than it was then. It evolves. It gets better and better every time. And I've been to every single crash course since. Every single crash course. I've never missed one crash course. Every one. And I'm now a lead trainer at the crash courses. Me and Samuel run them. And it's just, yeah. What a big circle. It's like I've gone from being a delegate to now lead training it, and it's an honour to actually speak in front of these people and train them and teach them and show them what's made me financially independent and made me a shitload of money.
So what sort of things will people be learning at the crash course?
Okay, firstly we'll be teaching you how to find deals, how to actually jump on your computer and find deals. We'll actually be showing you how to speak to agents and the words to say, the words not to say, and we'll be talking to you and showing you how to do due diligence and how to make sure the property, once you buy it, firstly is the right price, because you make your money when you in property when you buy, not when you sell, by buying the right property in the right area with the right tenants. Okay, so we'll be showing you how to do DD, we'll be showing you how to buy, how to value, how to do due diligence, how to make sure it will rent out, and we don't just show you, we also get you to do it. So like, it's a great event. It's a very hands-on, active event. And it's, do you know
all the basically it's the foundations of what any property investor really needs to know.
Yeah.
Isn't it? The foundations of investing in property. And we have a saying, you know, it all starts at the crash course.
Yes.
If you look back at all the successful people that have been around our company, you know, people like Ricky, like yourself, everyone, they went to the crash course, 100%. And that is what
100%. And the thing I find so amazing is we also teach creative strategies, because as a property investor or entrepreneur, you have to get creative because it's a business. Okay, in business you need creativity if you want to make lots of money. So you need to also put that into your property business. So we teach things like lease options, rent to rent, and other creative strategies that are making people lots and lots of money. But obviously, it's not for everybody.
I bet it costs a fortune to attend though.
It's a lot of money to come. It puts a lot of people off.
Yeah. How much is it? If we'll put a link for the tickets somewhere on below. But if you need to go, you go to www.property-investors.co.uk.
Yeah.
And how much harder and cash you have to pay?
Well, you've got all your booking fees. You've got like the ticket costs.
Yeah.
Just £1, people. £1. So how much it's going to cost? £1
for the booking fee. But what about the ticket?
Ticket's free.
The ticket's totally
it's free. You're not going to have to pay to come to this event. You're going to have to pay because at the end of the day you're going to be using a debit card, so we need to charge you for that. But you're not going to have to pay for the ticket for the event. So all you've got to worry about is getting there. Get there. Your accommodation, and come and learn. There's many people just from the crash course will go on to become financially independent. And do you know what? It's a free event. It really is. It's seriously, it will not cost you anything to come.
That's my pretend shocked face. I already knew it was free.
Yeah, I know you knew it was free. But listen, we do this for free. Do you know why we do this for free? Because we want nobody to have an excuse of why they can't be successful. Because we teach creative strategies that require little or even sometimes no money. Okay? That's not meaning none of your money, but we'll teach you how to find money, how to raise money. So it's mind-blowing. I know people that have come to the crash course and gone on to do amazing things.
Yeah. It is a real, even if you're already pretty knowledgeable, it's a really good kickstart, motivation.
Yeah.
And being around amazing people, knowledgeable people like yourself, Samuel. I'm sure, obviously, Ricky's going to be there.
Yeah.
I'm going to be there. It's going to be.
Do you know that you just hit the nail on the head? Even if you said even if you're seasoned, so even if you know what you're talking about, I know people that have come to the crash course, landlords of 20 years plus that have got multiple houses, and they get like a moment. They always get an aha moment, a smack in the head moment, where they think, I didn't even think about that. Because sometimes, just because you've got lots of experience, sometimes you can become complacent. You sort of forget what you knew, and you just think, well, that's the way you do it, so I'll just do it that way. Then you come along to an event like this. Not only do you get amazing opportunities to network and meet people, you get opportunities to learn things that you may have forgotten or you didn't know about. Like, there's the 3 most dangerous words in the dictionary. I know that. Okay? If you're not doing it, you don't know it. And sometimes old school landlords are not doing it the way they should be doing it.
Especially at a time now when old school landlords have been hit so hard.
Yes.
You know, we talked a couple of weeks ago about the capital gains tax changes and things like that. So right now is the time to get, even if you've been doing it before, stuff's changing. It's always changing, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's always
moving.
changing.
Always
Talking
changing.
about always changing, I did want to mention briefly about the. I think we spoke about it on the podcast, but it might have just been on Samuel's YouTube channel. Did we speak about the Help to Buy scheme, about the new generation?
We talked about it briefly, about how you can get a 5% deposit.
Yeah.
We talked about it very briefly, but we were going to come back to it. But what do you know? What have you found out?
Okay, so, you know, a little while ago, Boris said, we're going to turn this into Generation Buy. We're going to go away from Generation Rent, it's going to be Generation Buy. We're going to do this new scheme, 5% deposits, and everyone was like, oh my goodness, this is amazing, this is going to be so much better than the Help to Buy scheme. And I had a debate with Samuel on his channel where he was like, sounds pretty exciting. I was like, I'm not excited at all. I'm not excited because we don't know what the rules are. Do you know what I mean? Like, how can you be excited about something that you don't know what it is?
And coming from the government, there's a catch.
Yeah. Well, basically, it's just a Help to Buy scheme again.
Right, okay.
So...
Is it? Is that all?
That's it.
So what's good about it? What's bad about it?
Well, it's new builds,
right,
same, can't sell, all the same old legislation.
So they've just reworded it, basically.
They've just
respun it.
This is like one of those, they keep saying it's going to end to try and get people to do it, and then they extend it. And then they try and then they extend it. So it's just the same thing. Now, I've got nothing against the Help to Buy scheme. I actually, from a developer's point of view...
You build new houses, so
it's brilliant.
It's great,
It's fantastic.
I wonder how many people in the Lincoln deal that's just been completed, I wonder how many of them are using the Help to Buy scheme to buy properties.
I think most people that buy new builds are using the Help to Buy. But I don't know. I've no idea the facts. I'm just totally guessing here. So someone might go, oh no, that's nonsense.
Right,
but
fine,
I don't know the stats.
It's not something I've ever really got involved in. My oldest daughter, Yasmin, she's just turned 21, and she's now looking to buy a house for herself to live in. And she's looking at all these different schemes to see if they would help her. So like when the 5% deposit came out, she got all excited and things like that. But
hey, listen, I don't think the Help to Buy scheme is awful.
No,
I think that it's not. What I do think is awful about it is that they're pretending it's to help young buyers, when really it's to help developers and the property market. That's the truth. So it's kind of like, if they say it's to help to sell, we want lots more houses. So we create this Help to Sell scheme where if you buy, well, that's what it is.
It is,
it's Help to Sell scheme. So I don't think it's a terrible scheme. I just think that it's.
Look, it's like everything with the government, right? The government will announce something and people will be against it, people will be for it, okay? It happens with everything. I think the government, no matter what they do, they're damned if they do, they're damned if they don't. If they don't do something that helps young people buy houses, they'll get criticised by young people. And in turn, if they do something that punishes landlords or means capital gains tax is increased or any sort of taxes are increased, the landlords are unhappy. They'll never please everybody. all they've got to do is try and please the majority so they get the votes, because that's what it's about at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It's about people, they want people to continue to vote for them. They want to stay in power.
Yeah.
So they're going to bring out all the incentives.
They've got their own agenda. They'll do it, and then they'll package it up in however they can.
But one thing I will say, we talk about this at the crash course. The government, generally, the people that make the rules, they probably invest in property themselves. They probably do somewhere. So I would imagine there's a loophole, there's a quiet law somewhere that's come out that we just don't know about because it's not in the mainstream media, that will help get away from the mainstream news. Do you know what I mean? Like Section 24 came out, everyone was doing this, and then they brought out the fact that you could get a same day open a limited company and get a mortgage next day as long as you have personal guarantee.
Yeah, it's like the capital gains tax though. Someone came on and argued with our point. Let me see if I can find it.
Yeah.
You carry on talking while I get it.
Yeah, I say this all the time. When the government give one rule or one legislation, there's probably another legislation which makes it a little bit easier, makes it a little bit favourable. But your job as an entrepreneur, businessman, business lady, is to find them loopholes legally and ethically. Have the right power team around you, the right network around you who know these things. And it's not always about you. It has to be about who you have in your team.
Yeah, so I think you guys missed the point. It does still affect you regarding capital gains. Even if you don't plan on selling. So one of the things we said was if you don't plan on selling, it doesn't really matter, you know, because you're keeping the property because it gets passed on to your heirs. Well, for starters, at the moment, the capital gains doesn't get passed on to your heirs. Okay. The second that you die, the capital gains tax is gone.
Yeah, so they'll have some sort of inheritance tax law.
Yeah, of course.
So there'll be another tax just named something else.
But they'd have that anyway.
Yeah,
right. So although they are considering changing that, so one of the things was that the capital gains tax will get passed down the line.
Yeah.
But the point is that what we actually said, which is the main point, is capital gains tax doesn't apply if you're buying through a limited company.
Yeah.
So it only applies to individuals. So we teach now, and we didn't used to, but we teach now to buy through a limited company because obviously things have changed. So you talk about the laws.
So it's not always about buying a limited company because it is very bespoke to you. So when Samuel was buying, it was beneficial to buy in his personal name, hence why he did. Now, 9 times out of 10, it will be beneficial for you to buy in a limited company, but you do need to go and seek independent advice from your accountant.
I think even more now. I think with the new... I mean, listen, here's the other thing, right? The capital gains tax hasn't even come in. It's not even a thing. It's just a proposal.
It's just talk.
But
now,
if
you could argue, you could argue that talk was put out there on purpose to stir the markets up a little bit.
That's what we said last week, isn't it? That's what we said. Are they just trying to get people, or are they trying to get people to sell?
Yeah.
Are they trying to get the market moving? I think that there's definitely some truth in that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just wanted to mention that anyway about the Help to Buy scheme because obviously we're
So to sum up this session, the crash course is back.
Yep.
Okay, and this whole Help to Buy is actually a help to sell.
It is a help to sell, and capital gains tax shouldn't really affect you if you buy through a limited company. So there you go. That kind of sums up that. Yeah. Right, it's now time for this. So in the news this week, we were actually in the news this week. One of our students, one of our students went to a consumer channel guy you know quite well.
I don't know him personally, but I used to listen to his radio channel. Radio station named Jonathan Vernon Smith. He does a program called The Consumer Hour. I used to listen to him for years, and I know when you come up to me and said we're going to be on a radio station, and you told me who it was from, I'm like, great, bring it on, because I know the guy is very much to the point, very much factual. He looks at evidence. He doesn't just go by consensus. He doesn't go by opinion. He doesn't go by how you feel. He goes by, look, what's the contract? What's the evidence? Okay, and we know we're strong there. We know we've got nothing to worry about because we honour what we say we're going to do. Okay, I wasn't worried at all. Okay, now it went out. I think actually, do you know what? Let's just play the clip and then we'll discuss it afterwards.
Fighting for your rights. BBC. Hello, Glad.
Hello, Jonathan.
Good morning to you. Now, I've done a little bit of digging around. It would appear this company and the man behind this company has been investigated by some of my colleagues, actually, in the past.
Okay.
They've come back with this response. They say that they've looked into the correspondence with you and that you seemed very happy with the courses. She gave us good reviews and even wanted to join our crew. So we're not quite sure why she's suddenly changed her mind, other than jumping on the back of a well-publicised trolling campaign against us. The reality is, they say, over 90% of our clients give us a score of 7 out of 10 or above for all of our courses, provided to an independent feedback company. Glad not only provided reviews, they've sent me a couple of the reviews that you've left them, but she also left a video review. They say, we trust this evidence will speak for itself. So just a couple of things I just wanted to talk to you about, Glad. I mean, is it true that you wanted to join their team?
Yes, when I first started the training, I felt I would learn even more so if I am in the team. That means I would have, while I'm helping, I would learn a lot more.
But that doesn't make it, forgive me, that doesn't make any sense to me, Glad. Surely if you've paid a company to teach you something, then all you want is to be taught.
Because I wanted to learn more. I felt if I joined the crew, I would learn a lot more. So can I?
But the only thing is, and the company have sent me the video that you did, which seems to be you. I've got a little clip of it I'm going to play. It seems to be a video of you telling everyone else on the internet how wonderful this company is and how other people should also hand over their money and join this course. Let me remind you of something you said.
Guys, I thank you so much. Just the knowledge, because now I go places, when I view the houses, I know exactly what to look out for.
You're talking in this video as if you've now been educated and you've now got the knowledge, and as a result, you're now making a success of your life. And you're in this video telling other people that they should also go along with this course.
Yeah, because that's the way I believe that I was going to go forward, and it was accountability, lifting each other up, because at that moment I could hear some people talking negative, and I was like, come on, we can do this. I am going to learn more, and there's so much more that I am learning, and I'm going to do so much more. And then I realized that I was not going to get anywhere. It's 10 days for that 9,000, and I haven't heard from them. And it's beginning
But Glad, I don't understand. You forgive me if I'm missing something. I don't understand what you're talking about. Because in the video, you're talking about how this course has been wonderful for you. It's given you the knowledge to be able to do all these successful things, and how wonderful it is. Why would you do a video like that, even if you were enjoying the course and you were listening to some other people moan about it? I don't understand why you would do that and say to the organisers, I want to join your crew. I just don't understand why you'd do that.
There's not much more, really, I have learned apart from what I could learn before.
But why would you then do a video telling other people?
I was going to get somewhere.
But why would you do a video then talking about? Because the company, I'll be honest with you, they've simply come back to me and said, this woman left us good reviews. She's even done a video talking about how wonderful the course is and how much she's learned and how other people should also join this course. And they're saying, the next part of their email, they say, sadly, the trolls are encouraging people to claim refunds in this manner without just cause. And they're suggesting that you're just jumping on the bandwagon trying to get your money back, when in fact you, up until that point, were saying how much you enjoyed the course and how much you learnt from it.
Yeah, that's in the beginning, that's how I felt.
They're now suggesting that this is evidence that you're just trying to get your money back, even though you were delighted with what you received.
Yeah, it's something else. Okay, if it is that way, then would 10 days be the 9,000?
If you were to, let's say you were to take them to court, they would simply arrive in the court with the written reviews you left them saying you were really happy with the course. They're going to show the judge the video of you saying how wonderful it was and how much you'd learned and how it had given you the keys to unlock your potential as a property investor. And they're going to say, we don't understand why this woman wants her money back. She was delighted with the course originally. Here's the evidence to show it. You know, and it's going to be very difficult for you to argue with that, isn't it?
Yeah.
The whole way you're talking just sounds very weird to me. I just don't think there's very much more you can do, because the evidence they've given me...
Yeah, no, that's all right. Thank you so much.
And unfortunately, you're not kind of... I was hoping you'd come back with something else, but it sounds as if what I've actually done is just hit the nail on the head, really, and you've realised it.
Yes, that's it. Thank you so much.
Sorry, Glad. Oh, dear. If you want to comment on that case, or if you have your own consumer nightmare, 08081...
Okay, so you heard it here, okay? And this is comment of a lot of our people that go on to then complain. Like, they come to the events, they love them. Listen, we have independent feedback at all of our events, and by a mile, the average score is 9.5 out of 10 out of all of our events. Rarely does anybody score as less than 7, rarely. And the events in a whole are very, very good, and the feedback speaks for itself. But we see this a lot. People come, they love it, they praise, they shout about it, they scream from the hilltops about how amazing it is, how it's helped them, and then they've jumped on the back of a trolling campaign, that's what she's done. She's jumped on the back of a trolling campaign thinking, hey, I'll get my money back. And she's done it that way.
Here's a question for you.
And that's a shame, it's a shame.
It is a shame. Does everyone that attends the training become successful?
No.
Because you've been through the training.
Not everyone does.
Okay. So
okay, go on.
So what's the lesson for people watching? Because obviously, you know, hey, I hope some of you guys that are listening to this will be coming to our crash courses.
Yeah.
You know, next, not even next month, this month.
This month, yeah, 100%.
So for someone that's coming along, that's going to go through the training, because everyone loves it at the time.
Of course it is.
So why are some people successful and other people not?
Do you know what? I think it's a mindset thing, and I think it's an environment issue, okay? So make sure you're in the right frame of mind to do this and to actually go out and get what you want to get. As Sly Stallone says, if you know what you're worth, go and get it, okay? Go and get it, right? You know what you're worth, go and get it. So come to the event, play full out, get committed. Take serious action.
I think that's
messing
the thing,
around.
It's lack of action.
And be around winners. When you're around winners, you'll win. When you're around losers, such as all these haters, you'll lose. You will fundamentally you'll lose, because you'll fall into their negative, brainwashed way of thinking, and you'll be broke just like they are.
Yeah. So what you'll learn from us at our training is a process.
Yeah.
A process that's a tried, tested formula on how to succeed as a deal seller, for example, or whatever. But you've got to follow the process. If you don't, it's like I joined the gym and I'm still fat. Yeah, but are you following the process?
Yeah. Well, I'm a case in point. Joined the gym, still overweight. But it's not the gym's fault. It's not David Lloyd's fault. It's Alistair Cunningham's fault. Yeah. Because I went to the gym and I sat in the sauna, sat in the hot tub. Oh, but then I went to the cafe and had lunch. Okay, it's not their fault. It's my fault.
He used the machine, but it was the vending.
Yeah. They've got this amazing machine. I always win. Put money in, and something comes out the bottom. I always win. But
yeah, it's about following the process, isn't it? So
100%.
we can teach you. We can teach you the process. Like, what's the old saying is, you can bring a horse to water, but you can't make him drink.
Yeah,
the thing is, when people aren't successful, then they've got to blame someone.
They go through 3 phases, okay? They go through denial, they're in denial, justification, and then blame. But not once do they ever take responsibility for their own life, their own actions.
It's funny, isn't it? I think taking responsibility is one of the key traits of successful people.
I agree
We
with
could
that.
do a whole show on taking responsibility.
Let me ask you this, does Jeff Bezos take responsibility for his actions?
Of course he does.
Yeah, Alan Sugar, take responsibility?
Yeah.
Yeah, Duncan Bannatyne, take responsibility?
Yeah.
Okay, but most importantly, Samuel Leeds, does he take responsibility? Yeah.
For his actions.
He takes responsibility for his actions and his outlook, his success. He takes responsibility, just like I do, just like you do. We don't blame people. We don't live in denial. We don't justify our lack of action by blaming somebody else. We just get on with it. We just do it. We take responsibility for our life, and we kick ass and make money.
Yeah, very true. Very true. Right. Questions?
Questions. Yeah.
It's now time for this.
It said this property has been downvalued due to the current economical climate, mainly COVID-19, by a minimum of 10%. So, look, I think once we're over it, it will sort itself out. But who was the question from again?
Carla.
It just depends on how much of an impact you can take. If you can sustain it for 6 months and still come out of it sort of happy, then take it. If not, maybe look at selling one of them or two of them or all of them, and then reusing that finance to buy a property in a different area. Next question. This is from, it's on the YouTube video we've done a couple of weeks ago, and this was regarding a property that I've done in Bedford with regards to planning issues, okay? Now this is from SM, okay? Hey Alistair, would you go with a local authority inspector or a private approved building inspector for regulation checks on buildings, okay? Now, this came about because in my building in Bedford, I've had to dig a sewage trench and we've had to put new sewage pipes. And
in the kitchen, isn't it?
In the kitchen, yeah. It's fine, it's very normal. And I bet in your kitchen you've got sewage running underneath, but as long as it's not vented and it's sealed,
isn't that your access points there though?
Yeah, they were on about how you have to have rodding points, but the lady that came out didn't really know the rules, okay? And it did cost us a little bit of money because she said to the plumbers, no, you can't have that there. So they moved stuff around when they didn't need to. It added like £1,000 to the bill in the end, okay, which is a little bit annoying, but you have to just sort of suck it up and deal with it. But to answer your question, I would always use a proper structural engineer and a proper architect to do this sort of stuff. Somebody that's very familiar with building regs and the actual laws, the regulations regarding building work. And I would get them to represent you. I don't know the ins and outs of building regs, but my team does. So make sure you're using somebody that knows what they're talking about and it can liaise on your behalf with the local authority. Now it turns out my builder was there and he come down afterwards and he was like, and he was very direct, he's like, you don't actually know what you're talking about because you've got the H1 regulation which states this, okay? So have somebody that knows what they're talking about is really, really important. But I would always go with somebody who's approved and knows what they're talking about and can speak on your behalf from a qualified point of view. It will save you a lot of money in the future.
Makes sense.
Hope that was helpful. Guys, thank you for tuning in this week. Make sure you tune in at our new time, Wednesday evenings.
Wednesday at 7.
7 p.m, Wednesday evening. So make sure you're tuning in every single week. Where can they find us?
You can find us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts.
Yeah, well, they must know because they're here. They're here.
But you can find us other places as well.
Yeah.
But guys, thank you so much. Really do appreciate it. And we will see you next week.
Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.